today there is a 10:30 meeting. What is going to be the main agenda for the meeting today?
It's a regular meeting every day. Before starting session, we are having a meeting in our office. That's why we are giving notice to our members to present 10:30 meeting in CPP office.
Okay. It has in fact been decided by the India, the opposition alliance, that they are going to move a no confidence motion. What is, whether it will be moved today itself, and what was the need for the opposition parties to do that?
India partners already decided to move a no confidence motion against the government. Yesterday it was decided. Today again 10 o'clock there is a meeting in the chamber of LOP in Rajya Sabha. So we are all India's partners will be sitting together today also. Then we will take decision.
All right. But by today it is almost confirmed that the no confidence motion will be passed.
Yeah, it was decided yesterday. But today also we are having a meeting 10 o'clock in the chamber of LOP in Rajya Sabha.
Another question that is coming in is that the speech by the Prime Minister, later we have seen Amit Shah also saying that the India name can be new, but the opposition are the same, like these parties are the same, so nothing, it's like a old product in a new packet.
No, Prime Minister and Home Minister actually they are going away from the real issue. They want to dilute the Manipur issue. That's why they are saying like this. Because India is more than 28 political parties joined together to move against this government. Government is totally afraid of the movement of all opposition parties. That's why their Prime Minister and Home Minister and other BJP leaders they are using these words. But we don't mind that. We are believing people of India is now with us. So we will go ahead. We will strongly opposing the government policies, especially Manipur. Government of India is handling totally miserable. So we are not bothering about what Prime Minister said, but the people of India is with us.
One last question. Do you think by moving no confidence motion, will it have any impact, or the aim of making the Prime Minister speak, will it actually happen?
No, no confidence motion. Our aim is the Prime Minister has to speak in the House, but he is not ready to speak in the House about the Manipur issue. But outside the Parliament, he is blaming opposition parties. He is comparing to Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, equal to Manipur. So why not Prime Minister come to Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha make a statement in Manipur? But he didn't do it. So that's why our only opposition parties continuously, last 4 days continuously, inside the House, we are asking to Prime Minister come to the House and make a statement, but he refused it. So our only option is to move a no confidence motion.
Today, big day for the opposition as they have decided to move the no confidence motion. What was the need to do something like this, and could you give us detail about moving the no confidence motion? Which party is doing it?
We had been, for the past 4 days, we had been asking in Parliament, both the houses, we are demanding for the Prime Minister Modi to come to Parliament and make a statement on Manipur issue. And we had been continuously raising this issue. Both the houses are adjourned for that thing only. And the ruling government particularly is not interested, and we want Mr. Modi to speak in Parliament. He has not spoken he was speaking outside the Parliament on first day to the media people. Yesterday he spoke to the right side of the building, he spoke in the library building to the BJP MPs. Why he is afraid to speak in Parliament? We want on Manipur issue, Prime Minister should come and speak. For that, we will do whatever last opportunity we have it also. We will try that also.
Do you think it will be of any impact? Because when we talk about MPs, opposition parties boycotting the session or going outside protesting at the Gandhi statue, still the bills are, yesterday also the Delhi ordinance bill, the bill was in fact passed. So do you really think that this will actually put any sort of pressure on the government?
It's a parliamentary democracy. Usually till 2014, every norm has been respected. Whenever parliament adjournment motions were given and when parties get united, it was admitted. It was discussions was happening. Now it is a different kind of thing. Mr. Modi and Amit Shah bulldoze it. They are running like a Gujarat Assembly. But we will try to do all our political parliamentary practices to get this thing done, and we are very clear that we will make Mr. Modi to speak on the issue of Manipur this time.
I also want you to make it clear to our viewers, because there are 26 parties in India, the alliance. So today, when all parties are coming together for the no confidence motion, the first step of approaching the speaker and moving it, which party is doing that?
Congress party is going to do it. Congress parties will move it. India alliance has decided yesterday that we will have this weapon used if the government is not ready to hear about this thing. Yesterday we pleaded in the all-party meeting when Speaker asked also, all the India parties requested that they should have the Prime Minister reply in this, make a statement on Manipur. Therefore, in these things, we are very clear that we want Honorable Prime Minister to make a statement. And I can say to you that Congress Northeast MP and the Deputy Leader of Congress, Gaurav Gogoi, will move the motion.
Raghav, what is the purpose of this no confidence motion? Because you very well know that you do not have the numbers in the Lok Sabha.
You see, many a times instruments of Parliament are used and deployed to compel the government to respond to the issues and challenges that are being faced by the people of India. It is a legitimate parliamentary instrument called the no confidence motion, which members of the India group are planning to move against the government, with the sole objective that regardless of the outcome of this motion, a long duration, detailed, comprehensive discussion on the issue of Manipur and other prevailing issues in this country take place. Every member is permitted to speak and place their respective concerns before the government of the day, and the government of the day, which is headed by the Honorable Prime Minister, is compelled to respond. It has been a parliamentary convention that usually towards the conclusion of the no confidence motion, it is no less than the Prime Minister who speaks and concludes the debate, and we hope that even in this no confidence motion, it's the Prime Minister who comes to the House, responds to all the questions asked by the MPs, particularly questions pertaining to the prevailing issues and challenges that mankind is facing in the state of Manipur.
What signal do you think it is going to send when the no confidence motion is defeated?
As I've said, regardless of the outcome, these types of parliamentary instruments go a long way in actually strengthening India's democracy. These instruments are a healthy practice that basically compel the government of the day to respond, compel the Prime Minister to answer some very important pertinent questions. And a government that's been running away from press conferences, that is only comfortable in closed drawing room conversations with friendly journalists and cheerleaders, is today being compelled to come to the Parliament, face the opposition, face the important questions that the opposition is raising on the behalf of people of India, and actually respond to those questions. So I think it's a healthy practice, and regardless of the outcome, one should look at only the merits in this instrument.
Yesterday, Home Minister Amit Shah has offered talks. You know, he has tried to break the stalemate between the opposition and the ruling party, and he has actually, taken a step so that this deadlock is resolved. Why are opposition parties not responding? Why is it not good enough for the opposition?
I will give a small suggestion, unsolicited advice to them. Instead of writing letters to leaders of opposition, instead of getting articles and news printed in newspapers that we are ready for a discussion, please come to the House, start the discussion, accept notices under 267, commence a long duration discussion. We are all ready. Yesterday, more than 25% of the total members of Rajya Sabha filed a notice under Rule 267 seeking a discussion on the issue of Manipur. If more than 25% members are filing notices actively requesting for a discussion, almost all non-NDA members are demanding a discussion, why is the discussion not happening? discussion is not happening because the government is running away from discussion. If the government of the day wants the House to run, the House will run.
Yesterday, the cabinet approved the ordinance and replaced it with a bill to be presented in the House anytime now. Is the Aam Aadmi Party prepared for that? Because clearly you do not have the numbers.
Well, first of all, this entire exercise of the Delhi ordinance is per se illegal and unconstitutional. It is not just an affront to 2 crore people of Delhi. I think it is a direct challenge to the majesty of the Honorable Supreme Court by overturning the decision of the Supreme Court within 8 days of its pronouncement. And I think the political parties within the Rajya Sabha and the Lok Sabha, right-minded people, people who believe in India's constitution, who believe in protecting India's democracy, and who believe that federal structure of this country must remain, will certainly rise to the occasion and defeat this ordinance.
You really don't think that it can be defeated, isn't it? You do not have the numbers. You have not reached out to parties like the BJD, the YSRCP, and they are the ones who would decide in the Rajya Sabha.
Look, ultimately, one will know when the ordinance is placed before the members of parliament for voting. I don't wish to second guess the outcome, and it would be improper for me to second guess the outcome. All I can say is that we appeal to everyone. I appeal to members of the BJP also, that you may be in a political party that is ideologically opposed to us, that is has some pathological hatred for us. But please understand that this is not about party politics. This is about saving and safeguarding India's democracy and India's constitution. So please rise to the occasion, help us defeat this ordinance. And once this ordinance is defeated, at least more non-NDA states will not be troubled and will not be stripped of all their powers the way they are doing it to us in Delhi.
You managed to get the Congress on your side on this very important issue, and that is what Aam Aadmi Party had always wanted, that they should come out and openly oppose the Delhi ordinance. What is your big takeaway from that?
Well, it's not just Congress. We, Mr. Kejriwal, my leader and the national convener of the Aam Aadmi Party, went and knocked the door of virtually every political party and every political leader in this country.
Congress party, I'm saying.
From the JDU to the RJD to the Trinamool Congress to the DMK to the Shiv Sena to NCP to the Congress Party to the Jharkhand Mukti Morcha to Samajwadi Party, virtually every political party that has representation in Parliament, their doors have been knocked by my leader and all of us put together. So I think it's not that we have sought the support of Congress and Congress alone, but of course Congress is a substantial player. Congress has got a significant strength in the Rajya Sabha, and we are very happy and delighted that they've come to support us. And it's not about supporting the Aam Aadmi Party or Mr. Kejriwal, it's about protecting India's democracy, as I've been saying.
Last question, Raghav. Yesterday the Prime Minister made a comment and he took a dig actually at the nomenclature of the group of the opposition parties. How would you respond to that?
I am personally very hurt by the fact that the nomenclature that has been adopted by the opposition group, which is I.N.D.I.A, India, is being twisted and being viewed from the prism of either a terrorist organization like the Indian Mujahideen or the East India Company, the once British big conglomerate called the East India Company. I think it's important that the people in government, the Prime Minister and his government, introspect that this country is called India. You run a government that's called Government of India. This government is run by a book called the Constitution of India. The head of the Government of India is a man whose office is called the Prime Minister of India. And the Prime Minister of India has actually come out with has come out with schemes and initiatives like Skill India, like Make in India, like Digital India, like Khelo India, Badega India, Padega India. And in fact, if my memory serves me right, these guys even came out with a campaign in 2004 Lok Sabha elections called Shining India. So they shouldn't possibly be opposed to the word India. It would be very petty and perhaps borderline offensive for them to now degrade India and compare it with terrorist organizations. It doesn't behove the office that the Honorable Prime Minister holds. Does
it worry you that one of your MPs will not be able to vote because he has been suspended from the entire session of the Parliament this time when the bill is presented in the Rajya Sabha?
Well, I think this perhaps was one of the strategies adopted by the ruling party that suspend as many as you can so that the numbers fall even further. But let me tell you, when truth is with you, when you are on the right path, when you are fighting for the greater good, all powers of this universe come to back you and you ultimately triumph. And I hope and truly believe that is what happens when the Delhi ordinance is introduced in the Rajya Sabha.
सर, आज आपने नो कॉन्फिडेंस मोशन बीआरएस ने मूव किया है, ये सेपरेट है ऑपोजिशन से और किस मुद्दे पे किया है?
सेपरेट क्या है, इसमें तो एक इश्यू के ऊपर जो है ना हम लोग मूव किया है। जो इश्यू जो है ना मणिपुर का जो इश्यू चल रहा है, ये देश भर जो है ना पिला रहा है ये, और वो एक जगह एक स्टेट का नहीं है, बाकी स्टेट्स में भी अभी जो है ना आगे बढ़ रहा है। इसको रोकने के लिए हम लोग जो है लीडर्स का मीटिंग का दिन में भी सब लोग हम लोग बता दिए। उसको जो है ना प्राइम मिनिस्टर जी ने, ये देश का प्राइम मिनिस्टर का मुंह से पार्लियामेंट जब चल रहा है तो पार्लियामेंट में अगर एक मैसेज जाने से इशू को जो है ना थोड़ा अच्छा रहेगा बोल के सब लोग हम लोग बताया, और उसी दिन से जो है ना हम लोग एडजर्नमेंट मोशन भी मूव किया है, और तब भी जो है और बीएससी मीटिंग में भी बता दिया है। दिस इज वेरी वेरी इम्पोर्टेंट मीटिंग इशू है। इशू के ऊपर जो है ना देश का जो लोग प्रधानमंत्री जी का मुंह से जो बात सुनना चाहता है, सो दैट जो है ना देश का लोगों को कॉन्फिडेंस आ जाए, उसका अनुसार जो है ना इशू को जो है ना पुलिस स्टॉप करे, और इशू को जो है ना ये करने का जिम्मेदारी जो है और स्टेट गवर्नमेंट का और सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट का, इसलिए हम लोग जो है ना आज के दिन में
नागेश्वर जी, जो बात करते हैं ऑपोजिशन पार्टी की, ऑपोजिशन पार्टी से आप अलग हैं, आप इंडिया अलायंस में भी नहीं है, लेकिन आपने ये मूव किया है मणिपुर इशू को लेके, तो आपको कितना लगता है, कितना इम्पैक्ट पड़ेगा?
ऐसा है, आप क्यों ऐसा बोल रहे हैं? ये तो देश, हम तो देशवासी है, हमारा पार्टी बिना भारत राष्ट्र समिति है। देश में कोई भी इशू रहेगा, वो इशू के ऊपर इशू बेस जरूर जो है ना हम लोग मूव करेगा, और इसमें जो है ना अपोजिशन का मूव करे तो हम भी तो अपोजिशन में है, और हम अपना लेवल में जो है ना हमारा पार्टी, वी आर हैविंग आवर ओन पॉलिसीज, अकॉर्डिंगली हम लोग जो है ना वी आर मूविंग।